Alex Revell, back home this Saturday after a full week of training. How have the lads been and what's the mood like been in camp?
Yeah, it's been nice to have a full week, to look forward to a game. I think that it was really important after Saturday that the players had a little bit of time just to kind of reflect on the past few weeks and get some energy back. I think that, it has been a relentless run. I think with, everyone being away from their families a lot in training and traveling to games, being away from home, it's, it has taken its toll on the players. So we had to make sure that they were rested and ready to come back. But ultimately, it's another chance for us to build on what we've been doing and for the players to have a full week of really putting into our principles what we want to see, in the game. So it's been great to be at Bragg all week and train and spend some time with the players away from games. So everybody's really looking forward to Saturday. Because we haven't played, for a week, it feels like a lifetime, to be honest with you, because we've been playing every 3 days. So we're all looking forward to it. Been an excellent week. The group they're always bubbly, always positive. So we're all ready for Saturday.
We enjoyed the last couple of times we played at home against Forest Green and Harrogate. You must be glad to get back to Lamex.
Yeah, I think that we spoke, our away performances have improved. Obviously, we've seen that, when we've travelled away. And I think our home performances before that, we needed to improve on as well to make sure that we picked up more wins. So it was great to get that. Listen, we love playing at home because we know the pitch, the ground staff there have worked tirelessly to make sure that it's in really top condition, because ultimately we want to play football on it. And it is tough going away to some, the places we've been to with the pitches to play the way you want to play. So we know at home that we can do that. We know that we can get the ball down and try and go through those patterns that we work on every day. So it's important for us to have that. So it's always nice to be at home without the travelling as well that we've faced. And I think, like you said, it's ever since, the last few weeks since we played at home, we've had some real positive performances. I think even go back to the draws of Morecambe and Walsall, they were really positive performances. We did everything in those games to win the game. And that's all you can ask. So, it's a real good, feeling. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, so it's a bit different in terms of timings and things. But no, we're looking forward to being at home.
And after the two valuable 0-0 draws on the road, which extended our unbeaten run and the run of clean sheets, that's a good foundation to build on and turn those draws now into wins.
Yes, I think that we can see from when we look at the league that we've drawn too many games. I don't think that's through not trying to win games. I think it's through maybe conceding a goal, and we know that defensively we're solid. We're in a good shape with that. Trying to create more opportunities to score goals. We have to keep doing that. We work on that a lot. But it's not easy. It's not easy to have that. You look at a lot of games, and especially at the minute with the players, there's not many opportunities that teams get to score goals at the moment. So we have to keep working on that every day to make sure that when we do play games, we're better. And that will change the draws to wins, because ultimately repetition, will improve anything that you do. So we keep working on those, and we've got a real focus to make sure that we do change those draws into wins, because we have been frustrated, I think, at probably the last 4 or 5 draws where we all walked in, we should have won the game. Now, is that positive from where we were? Yes. But ultimately, we have to make sure that we turn those draws into wins. And I think that as long as you keep repeating and keep believing, I think that's what happens.
Looking ahead to Saturday and Carlisle, what have your preparations been like with the 3 week at Bradbury End?
Well, I think the most important thing was for the players to get their legs back, to make sure when they came in they were ready to learn and ready to work again, because it has been a relentless run we've been on. So, we've had a really good group to train with this week, because I think that when you can focus on the team and the squad, for the whole week, it gives you a lot more time to work on. Whereas when you've got game to game, it's really hard to put in what you want. Every day you're working, even a recovery day, you're trying to put something into players when they've just travelled to Tranmere away, and rest, recovery. It's really hard to get that right. So it's been really nice to have a normal week of training, to let the players kind of learn on the training ground rather than in games. So it's been great to have that, and we've been building for Saturday obviously since Monday. We know that we've got to get back to playing our way and sticking to our principles. Doesn't always mean you have to play the same shape. It doesn't work like that. As long as you stick to your principles of what we're teaching every day, then we'll be going into games full of confidence like we have been, and like I said, hoping to turn those draws into wins.
And you've said before that the 4-0 defeat at Carlisle in a reverse fixture was one of the few games that we haven't really been there competitively. What was it after that game you felt like you needed to change, and kind of the reason for the upturn of form this year?
We had to. We look back at that game and we were nowhere near good enough, nowhere near. So it hurt. I think we asked the players to go away and reflect on the performance and the desire. I've always said that there's only been 2 games this year where I felt that that's been the case, and I think it was Colchester away and Carlisle away. I think there have been the 2 games where I've always looked back and gone, we weren't at it, we weren't there, and you have to question whether we got it right, and we didn't get it right that day either. So you have to reflect on yourself. We didn't get it right. So it's not always just the players; it's a whole collective of us. So I've looked back at that. Obviously, we made changes since then, and they've improved us. We've brought in the players. We were able to bring in the players that we brought in early in January. Obviously, bringing Dean in has added to that quality of work. Someone that understands where I am and also understands how to improve players. So we've also got Mark behind the scenes as working as well as hard. So we've got it turned everyone. We had to work harder, and we had to be more focused on having a clear plan. I think that when that game, we didn't have an identity, and that's one thing that we've always spoke about, having an identity as a football club, and we didn't have that. So that still hurts today, which obviously the players will still hurt from that, because it was a tough day. And we have to use that, because ultimately we never want to feel like that. We never want to feel like that again in football, because they're horrible days. But we've come a long way since then. Players in a much better mindset. They're more focused. The run obviously helps. They're more belief, more confidence in their own ability and the team's. So we've come a long way since then, which is really positive. Shows the character, shows the group that we've got, that they've come such a long way, and we're really pleased with that. But we've got a long way to go as well. Hard work ahead, keeping the standards, keeping like I said, their professionalism every day when they come into work as hard as they can, and that's all we ask for. So it's been a really good week for that, and it's the only way that you can, put right the wrongs that from the last time we played them.
And just finally, we were forced into 2 substitutions with Scott Cuthbert and Danny Newton both coming off injured on Saturday. Can you give us the latest update on them 2?
Scott Cuthbert came off with a worry for concussion, but he's joining in with us now, so he was okay. Which you always have to be a bit careful with things like that now. You not only is it protocol, but you also just have to ask the player and be aware of it and ask them how they are themselves. Danny Newton, we're still waiting for some more news on Danny. So we'll be waiting for that over the next couple of days to see where he is. But we're a few players missing. The runners obviously not helped that in terms of injuries. It's relentless. You've seen the amount of injuries that other teams have had. But the squad's in a good place. Anyone that comes in now, they know their roles, they know their responsibilities, they know that they've got to get to those standards which everyone else has been up to, and if they don't, then they're letting themselves down in the team. So they have to come in and show people, you know, that since they've been out, they've been working hard, they've been focused on the team, because ultimately it is about the team. It's about the whole group in this football club. It's not about individuals. The whole group need to work together. And when we do that, we'll be a really successful football club.